HR jargons makes me crazy. We have to study all these stupid acronyms that describe things that nobody else understands. OKRs and PIPs, and I think we can run our businesses by just talking to each other like regular human beings. We might actually get a lot more things done than we usually are. So, one of my friends wanted to become a HR professional, and he wanted to learn the language of the management. And after years of studying, he came to the conclusion that nothing of that matters. There's all kinds of things that we call the best practices that aren't best practices at all. Uh, so how do you know? So how do you know exactly what is best? You don't measure them. In fact, I have learned that best practices usually means copying the things that many people have already done or are doing. Our world is changing, and it's also evolving at the same time. And here are some lessons that will help you adapt to the ever changing world. Lesson one: your employees are adults. We have created many layers and so many processes and so many guidelines to keep the employees in a particular place that we have ended up making systems that treat them like children, and they're not. Fully formed adults walk in every day. They have rent payments, they have obligations, they are members of the society, and they truly want to create a difference in the world. So, if we start with that assumption first and foremost, uh, you will be amazed to see what you get. Lesson two: the job of management isn't actually to control people, it is to build great teams. When managers build great teams, here's how you actually know it. They would have done amazing stuff, like customers are really happy. Those are the metrics that really matter, not the metrics of do you work on time, do you take your vacation, did you follow the rules, or did you ask for permission. Lesson 3: people want to work uh, the things that means something, not nothing. After they do it, they should be free to move on. Careers are journeys. Nobody is going to do, nobody wants to do the same thing for 60 years. So the idea of keeping people just for the sake of keeping it hurts both the company and the employees. Instead, what if we created companies that were great places to be from, and everyone who leaves you becomes an ambassador, not only for your product but for your company and how you operate and the values that you stand for. And when you spread that kind of excitement throughout the world, then we make all our companies better. Lesson 4: everyone in your company should understand the business. Now, based on the assumption that everybody who works for you are fully formed adults, the most important thing we can teach them is how a business actually works. When I look at companies that are moving fast, that are really innovative, and they're doing amazing things with agility and speed, the main reason is they are collaborative. So the best thing that we can do is constantly teach others what we are doing and what matters to us and what we measure, what goodness looks like, so that we all can drive towards achieving the same thing. Lesson 5: everyone in your company should be able to handle the truth. Giving feedback should not be so hard. It should be easy, and it should be done on a regular basis. Lesson 6: your company needs to live out its values. And there was a CEO not too long ago who said that his company was rocky, and things were not getting done on time, and he felt that things were sloppy. This was the same man who was observed never showed up to any meeting on time. So, if you're part of a leadership team, the most thing that you should do is not tell your values, but uphold your values. That is, you have to live them. People can't be what they can't, see. We say yes, we are here for equality, and then we proudly pound our chest because we achieved 30% representation of women on an executive team. Well, that's not equal. That's 30%. Lesson 7. All startup ideas are stupid. You know, if you spend a lot of times on the ideas of every startup, and I have some friends who work in a large and more established companies, they're always poo-pooing the companies that their people work with. That is such a stupid idea, they say. Well, guess what? All startup ideas are stupid, man. If they were reasonable, somebody else would have already come up with it. So that's the logic. Lesson 8. Every company needs to be excited for change. Beware of the smoke of nostalgia. If you find yourself saying, remember the way it used to be, I want you to shift your thinking to say, think about the way what it's going to be. If I had a dream company, I would walk in the door and say, everything's changed. All bets are off. We were running as fast as we can to the right, and now we will take a hard left. And every word would go yes. It's a pretty exciting world out there, and it's changing all the time. So the more we embrace it and get more excited about it, the more we're going to have fun working every day. Thank you.